Hi, today we're making Easter Chick Cupcakes. So cute, fun and surprisingly easy to make. Follow this step by step.
So these Easter Chick Cupcakes are really easy to make. Just start with your preferred cupcake flavour. We've got a vanilla one, but I think a lemon one would be really nice. But just go with whatever flavour you like and cover it with some frosting. So you might want to try and mount it up in the middle, just so as your chick looks nice and plump. So if you roll out some yellow fondant and use a plain round cookie cutter to cut out the disc. So it needs to be a tiny bit bigger than the actual cupcake. Ours was 78mm size. And then use the plump area of your hand just to secure it around the edge to your cupcake. So the next thing to do is to prepare the fondant for the shell for the cupcake. Now you might want to keep that fondant white, in which case that's great. But if you prefer, you might want to marble it like what we have by putting small dots of coloured fondant onto the white fondant and then just rolling it in to help marble it. Give it a quick fold and then roll it again. Now I actually found and felt that the marbling wasn't quite enough there, so I folded it back up again, popped a few more dots of coloured fondant on there and then rolled it again. So just go whichever colour you want. We obviously use blue. I think red might look quite nice as well, or maybe even a two-tone marble effect. It would look really fancy. So if you just use that same size cookie cutter, cut out the disc, cut it in half and then use your knife to cut away some triangles to create that broken shell look. So to affix that marbled shell onto your cupcake, just use some boiled water that's cooled and paint a little of it onto your yellow fondant beneath and use that plump area of your hand again just to secure it in place. So the next thing to do is to shape the beak for your cupcake. So rather than buying some orange, you might prefer to manipulate and knead some yellow fondant with a tiny bit of red in there. And just keep adding a little red until you get the shade of orange that you want. Now cut a square and then score the middle of it to create two triangles, although don't cut all the way through, to create that beak look, and just trim it down to size and you stick it on in place with some water. So the next thing to do is to shape some white fondant for the eyes. So just take two smallish pieces, roughly equal size, shape it into a ball and squidge it between your fingers and pop it onto your cupcakes. So try and keep it as near to the beak as you can, because it really does give it that more cute baby type feel to your cupcake. And then just take a small amount of black fondant and roll it into a ball as before and just position it into the eye. Now if you find you've used a tiny bit too much water, you might find that the black in the dye will run into the white. So don't worry if that happens, just use a clean tissue and just dab it away. And then use a very, very small amount of white fondant and position it into the black, and it really does give a little bit of life and pizzazz to your cupcake. It's a little bit fiddly, but it is worth the effort. So to shape the wings for your cupcake, just take some yellow fondant, roll it into a ball, and then give it a little bit more pressure to one side to create a teardrop shape. And then just check it for size without throwing it all over the place. So just create a few of them. You need 9 for each cupcake, 3 for each wing, and then 3 more for the head, or the top of the head of the chick. So you might want to do some varying sizes. I've used larger ones for the wings and smaller ones for the top of the head, and then position them with your water on either side. So I do hope you'll give these Easter Chick Cupcakes a go this year. They're loads of fun and I'm sure the kids will enjoy helping.
Thanks for watching. Find the full recipe on onlycrumbsremain.com.